Trill. What's up? What's up? We're here for episode 12 of Smoking and Rapping. I got my cousin Sav, the moneymaker, here with me. He from Oakland, California, from A4. You feel me? You see we outside right now. He got a couple of niggas with him. I brought Cuz on because Cuz is probably one of the realest niggas that really be outside doing a lot of this shit and don't really get too much recognition, in my opinion, from it. You feel me? It'd be a lot of niggas fugazi doing this shit because really outside with it. But then, before we get into all the main interviews, all where you really from and shit, you can tell the people your social media outlets and shit like that.
Yeah, Sav the Moneymaker, YouTube off top. Ice King _ Sav for Instagram. And Sav the Moneymaker Music on Facebook, man. You have to tap into all that shit. Twitter, Ice King _ Sav, same shit.
And then so, how long would you say you've been fucking with this rap shit?
I've been in this shit about 20 years, since I was a little nigga.
Since you was a little nigga. And in that 20 years, like what would you say, okay, so you did it since you was a little nigga. So what even pushed you in the direction to start rapping at such a young age and shit like that?
Shit, I was playing football at first, so I was staying with my older cousin, rest in peace, rapping Ryan. I was staying with them niggas when him and Dilly on 8-9, so I was staying with them before I even started rapping, you feel me? So I was just getting in tune with it, loving it, liking it when I was younger. I was playing football and shit, so I really wasn't tripping. See, once I caught wind to it, I just took with it, kept it lit.
And then so at what point, when you started, at what point in your rap career did you cross paths with Cavani to where y'all started fucking with each other?
Well, shit, first I was with the Turf Mob. Me and my cousins had this group called Turf Mob, you feel me? So from the Turf Mob shit, after we broke up, me and It Boy was doing our own thing. I ended up going down. I ended up going to jail for about 9 months, 10 months, you feel me? And Cavani reached out while I was in jail, you feel me? I was supposed to do some other shit with another label, but I ended up going down, so. Finally reached out while I was down, and when I got out, she just clicked up. That was brother.
And then so basically, when he reached out, he was reaching out on some come fuck with my label and try to like put a little couple dollars behind you and guide you on the way to success type shit.
Lie, how real shit, how in jail, how the nigga got in contact. I was already fucking with the blood outside of this shit. You feel me? When me and It Boy was doing our own thing, I was already fucking with blood. It was a nigga in jail talking about he had written some shit for blood. And he was in my pod talking about he had wrote the song for Cavani, but I already fuck with blood, so I had knew the shit. I ended up rolling the nigga up, long story short, you feel me, and the nigga contacted me and reached out to me.
Like, pay homage for doing this shit, basically, type shit. And nigga like, okay. And then, nigga, long story short, nigga do music too, so it kind of just all fell into place type shit. And then, so, from listening to you, I say you got a real... Like, is that your natural voice when you add that raspiness to your rapping, or do you?
I ain't gonna lie, it is my natural, but I ain't gonna lie, I got that shit from Keith, real shit.
Just add
that's
that
my
little.
Big brother, man. I got that shit from Keith. I don't know where that raspy part. That's just my ad lib. That's my alter ego.
Yeah.
That raspy part just come out of me. You feel me? I don't know what that's about, but I got that shit from Keith.
But in my opinion, though, I feel like that shit. It give a different element to the music because it immediately makes you sound different. You feel me? You don't sound like everybody else because it's like everybody doing the auto-tune or trying to rap right now, and everybody knowing Oakland, it ain't too many lyricists. You feel me? We all situational rappers.
My little cousin Dre, he one of them lyricists, and he one of slept on too. You feel me?
He come
Dre
with the
flow.
flow.
You feel me? And he a lyricist too. You feel me? And motherfuckers be sleeping on cuz, so I exactly understand that.
And that's I feel like overall in Oakland we slept on. Because if you really look in it, and maybe it's because the shit's so big, it's so, you might could have, because in Oakland by itself, you could probably have one nigga from every hood. You feel every block damn near, and kind of do their own thing, but then again, the other blocks might not support the other, you feel me? So that's where I think that's where Oakland always fall off at, as far as like, you might have a nigga from East Atlanta, a nigga from West Atlanta do a song together.
Definitely.
You feel me?
Definitely.
And that bitch do numbers.
Right.
And now the whole city fuck with it.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
It's kind of, you gotta be a big motherfucker to do that shit out here. You gotta be filthy, fab, and cookie to do some shit. You can't, if you do it on some regular level shit, either niggas ain't gonna pay attention to it, or some niggas just not gonna support it because they be like, oh, I can't go over there because I don't fuck with them niggas, or whatever it may be though.
Yeah, that's because some niggas can't go everywhere, so you know. There's politics in some of this shit too.
Shit,
Some
I
niggas
feel
can't
like
go anywhere.
it's politics and all of it.
Yeah.
Think, cause just as far as like when I first even start fucking with the shit, my daddy from Serenity. Been there, you feel me? So, and these are niggas I'm trying to fuck with, try to get on. But they, even though I respect them to this day for that shit though, cause that shit gave me a drive that I didn't have back then.
Yeah.
Because it's like, nigga, we been doing this shit. You not about to just come here and ride our coattails without proving that you deserve to be here. You know what I'm saying? So that shit made me really understand, like, okay, a nigga gotta really work to make a nigga respect him before a nigga just like, oh, cuz, get on this show or hop on this song, or you feel me? I thought it was, that's how it go. You my cousin, you rap, you come do this shit too. You feel me? It don't really work like that, cause
with some niggas it don't work like that.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. You feel
You
me?
know, some niggas that work on my little cousin, nigga, I ain't charging that little nigga nothing. We rocking, nigga. If he need it, I got it. You feel what I'm saying? Vice versa. If I want him on a song or he need me on a song, it's vice versa. And he from the West and I'm from the East, so you feel me?
What would you say, thus far in this music shit, the biggest feature you've had a chance to like grab, or biggest artist you feel like you had a chance to like be in the studio working with and shit like that?
Shit.
In the whole 20 years you done been fucking with this shit, it could be old, new.
The biggest nigga I've been in the lab with is Gucci, man.
You were in the lab with Gucci.
Fucking with Kafani.
Shit.
Studio, video, all that shit.
Oh, Kafani did a song with him, or he was just?
Yeah, he did a song with him, video, all this. This was before he went to the piano.
Oh, the before. So this was when Fast Like a NASCAR was out.
This was after that.
Okay, so after,
Yeah,
so the
this
wing
was
was
after
already
the
had a little
Bobby
headway
V
and
song,
shit. All the shit, okay. And so niggas was just sitting there pretty much soaking up game, got to see him going there and
That's how
record.
that's how we got to connect with the Big Cat shit. Because remember, we was on Big Cat for like a year and a half, 2 years. On
So
the
it was
label.
Big K. It wasn't. I thought that shit was like they was calling y'all like
It was BFA.
Gucci. Yeah, that shit
BFA
West or
slash,
some shit like that, right?
We was Big Cat West.
Okay.
You feel me?
How was that shit working with Gucci? Like just being around him, is he like?
Dude was a cool nigga.
He humble
Same
nigga, like.
Same nigga, humble nigga. He about some money. Any nigga that's about some money, you feel me? A street nigga that's about some money,
He gonna fuck with him.
yeah, he gonna go fuck with him.
I respect
You know, there's
that.
a lot of rappers that's watered down. They say that they the street nigga, but they niggas be the street niggas.
Yeah. And they just pretty much rapping about their nigga lifestyle, but you feel me? I heard that's kind of like how Ply's career was to a certain
Niggas
extent.
gotta stop doing that type of shit, for real.
You pretty much, your brother really the nigga who doing this shit, and you just made it, you can make the songs about it pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Which I kind of respect it, but don't at the same time, because it's like, you seen him doing it, but it's like you ain't did none of it with him.
Living this shit.
You feel me?
You ain't living, because once we get on the skit, you gonna freeze
Exactly.
up. You know what I'm saying?
And then you gotta go.
And I probably feel like, but the cool part about it is if you really pay attention to the music industry, it's the niggas like that do that shit that get on. It don't be the niggas that's like, okay, this nigga really lived that life he rapping about. Let's push this. You feel me? It be on some, okay, you got the look, you got the image.
The industry's scared of that, because they want to control what you push.
Yeah, because to them, I feel like it's more of a like, it's mind control. I feel like not only just over like the ghetto and shit, it's over the youth. You feel me? Like how when Future was on that drug shit, preaching, and they was pushing this shit. Now you got all the young niggas doing drugs.
Yeah.
Now it's pimping and doing all. Now all the young niggas want to be a pimp. You feel me? So it's like you kind of just like whatever they pushing on the radio, the hot artists and shit. That's kind of like what the young niggas gravitate towards, and that's kind of how they keep controlling us, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a young nigga, if a motherfucker was popping was to make a song about investing, real estate, shit like, and niggas probably can still make a real good ass song about that shit. But the radio not gonna push that shit because they like, nigga, we don't want niggas doing this shit. We want niggas buying drugs and continuing to go to jail and continue to repeat the cycle. You feel me? That's more money for us.
Right.
The more niggas getting locked up, that's more police and more prison workers that we keep employed. You feel me? But getting back into the interview, you say you from A4 and shit like that, and so being from A4, obviously everybody know is some good ass rappers from the '80s. They come from Oakland and shit like that. We could go motherfucking Amigo nigga Child. We could go DB. We could go Stevie, Birch Boy. You feel me? It's so many motherfuckers. What would you say who would you say had the biggest run? Because it had been some niggas had some runs from the '80s. You feel me? Like as far as like for like at least like a couple months to a year straight, or you had like a summer run where niggas is slapping your shit. In my opinion, I would say it's DV just because he started.
from 35th.
Oh, so he not even really
He ain't from the 80s.
That was just a. That was
He ain't from the 80s. I fuck with blood. I'm getting fucked up. That's my nigga. But he ain't from the 80s.
He was
from
happening
35th.
living over there at the time, or fucking with niggas over there at the time.
He was fucking with the 82nd niggas, so you know how that shit rock.
You over here, you can push it type shit, or.
But he ain't from the shadies.
That's shit, and that's why these interviews is worth it, because niggas, you find out real street history every day. It's probably nigga been his fan for his whole career and didn't even know that's not even where he really from and shit.
Yeah, he ain't from the shadies. He from 35th.
And so what would you say the 80s has, not more talent, but would you say like probably compared, not discluding any of the Livewire movie, because that shit was a whole bunch of niggas from other hoods and shit like that. Would you say like probably the 80s has probably produced the most, in East Oakland, has produced like the most motherfuckers that actually have music out, consistent careers, not like to where they necessarily paid all the time, but like it's niggas that's from the 80s.
What I'm gonna say is, in East Oakland, I feel from East Oakland, the deep East Oakland, from 73rd all the way down to Sobranis, is the niggas that been keeping it lit, real shit.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for 3 Times Crazy in them, if it wasn't for Too Short, or if it wasn't for hella other names, you feel me? You got the Sobrani niggas, you know, seating them that be running
They
shit.
push.
You feel me? So there's a lot of motherfuckers that still keep the East Oakland, deep East Oakland name lit, like the Rapperons and them did back in the day, because the niggas was together like ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a deep East Oakland situation right now, we could tear shit up. You could take shit over. But niggas ain't, mindset ain't on that right now.
That togetherness ain't there.
Now,
That's
so
all it
now
really
you gotta
is.
form it with some family shit to make it even better.
Yeah, I mean, at least when you do it with family, at least you know it's genuine. Cause you could have grew up with a nigga in your hood, and it don't really matter. That's never gonna be genuine like that all the time, unless it's really like we didn't really been in this shit together. I don't give a fuck. Enough money will make anybody cross on you, bro.
I know what skits my cousins them did, and you know I know a nigga ain't gonna freeze up.
So anybody who follows you on social media or is friends with you knows you have a love for the jury and shit like that.
Yeah, man.
So where how many motherfucking chains do you actually got, man?
I stopped counting, man. I stopped counting shit. I just took wind of it and kept it lit. Once I found my own jeweler, it was on and popping.
That was it. What's the most you think you done wore at one time?
Most I done wore 25 at one time.
25 pieces at one time?
Yeah, 25 chain. On my All On Me video, I had 25 on.
25. That shit had you feeling heavy?
It was heavy. I do push-ups though. So I can work them motherfuckers.
No, I respect it. And so, niggas know, like, if you from Oakland and you a rapper and you pushing that street shit, a motherfucker gotta really be, you gotta really be reputable to say that shit and motherfuckers actually support it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because.
But as a street nigga, I don't want to just keep talking about street shit. That's why I talk about everything.
You try to elevate past that shit.
I talk about everything I go through. The street shit, the pimp shit, the punk ass bitches, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. I talk about all that shit. Because it's everything I'm going through on a daily basis. Now, if I was one of them niggas sitting in the studio, I'd have to be around niggas that's going through this shit on a daily basis versus me really going through
this shit. Niggas telling you stories and shit like that. And then so, fuck. How old are you?
I just turned 38, June 25th.
Damn. Oh, you OG, cuz.
Yeah, I ain't no young niggas. You my young niggas. You my young niggas. I'm the
you about to be 40 water.
Yeah, I'm the OG.
So yeah, that's two. You might have been over 2 decades.
Yeah,
you might be 2 and some change.
Yeah.
But shit, that shit by itself right there is a testament, because a nigga to really be outside and be 38 and be alive and free is a motherfucking testament. You feel me? Most motherfuckers that really be in this shit is either locked up or gone already by your late 20s, early 30s. Easy.
Telling stand somewhere where they ain't supposed to be staying.
And that shit, but I feel like too, now it's kind of like being like in your late 30s, it's kind of like being your high 20s now, because a lot of motherfuckers really don't even get they shit going the way they really want it until then.
Correct.
Like motherfuckers, especially if you've been outside.
Nigga, my shit been booming since I was 20. I ain't slowed down. The Turf Mob shit, nigga, we was hot as Sweet Jimmy's. Every weekend we had every weekend everything we had Sweet Jimmy's. Like this shit been moving after the Turf Mob shit, man. It Boy had shows everywhere. So I ain't slowed down. I'm one of the niggas from the 80s that ain't slowed down.
It's still pushing.
Yeah, I ain't slowed down. Yeah, Company did 4 years and I kept the label on my shoulders.
So getting into that, speaking of that, how does that shit affect you when he gets locked up? Because I know
I was a solo artist before Brother came along. See, what it is we have a brotherly agreement about shit.
Yeah.
So if anything go down with Brother, nigga, I got his back 100% with this shit. You know what I'm saying? His label was co-signed, my label was co-signed on his label. So it's Ice King Music / Mob Gang, you know what I'm saying? / Empire now, because they done gave us a distribution.
Okay.
So
That's
now,
big right
yeah,
there.
You know what I'm
Niggas,
saying?
everybody don't get that distribution
Right.
from Empire.
Yeah, you ain't getting that. So
That's gonna come with a bag.
Yeah, they just put my last album out, my Certified 2 out.
And see, that's just to have them distribute your shit. Only thing I don't like, but only thing I say that's fucked up about the distribution deals is we just don't know how much overall the whole overall project made. We only know what we made.
Right.
So we don't really know how much the distributor took home. We just know the check they cut us.
Right.
That's the only part of it I don't get. Because it's like, nigga, okay, you telling me I made this, but nigga, what you got?
It is a stipulation with that shit. It is a stipulation with that shit.
Cause okay,
but
you
then, there's ways you can beat their ass on the back end, because all your streaming is you.
Yeah.
See, I fuck with Company, remember that.
He go. That streaming is where it's at though.
You know what I'm saying? Before the streaming, it was I had the game on how to do it with the CDs. So I'm not losing either way it goes. You can get your back end, but I'm gonna get my back end.
Yeah, nigga,
I got my
get
BMI. I own my own label. All this shit. So I'm gonna get my back end regardless.
Regardless. And then, so what is it looking like on this time about Company coming home? Really?
Well, y'all know about the shit that he just went through. It was all across the internet and all the shit. So he just did like 2.5, 3 months in there. They just let him go on ankle monitor right now.
Oh, so he already.
So he out right now. He just got to do a couple of months on ankle monitor. He can't do no Instagram. He can't do no social media, nothing.
Even once he off the shit?
Even when he off the shit, he can't do nothing for a couple of months. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay low.
He gotta go through me. So if he wants something posted, he gotta post it from my page, or I gotta say it.
Yeah, you posted it like you took a picture of him type shit. Yeah, that shit real though, because once the niggas know how to win, they gonna try whatever they could do to stop a nigga, you feel me?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like we're saying, they don't want to see niggas on top. Company one of them niggas who know how to work the system, hands down. So the only way you can stop a nigga that know how to work the system is take the system from him, you feel me? It's just that's it, or that, you feel me? It's just, that's how that shit go. And then, so would you say, you said you're gonna be, you 38. Would you say it's an end mark for you?
Yeah, hell yeah, it's an end mark for me. Shit, I got other little niggas that I'm ready to put on. Shit, I'm gonna be like how Lil Wayne in a minute. I ain't dropping no album in a minute. I'm gonna just be doing features. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got the green light to put my niggas on, and I know which way to go with this shit. I got the lines with the videos. I got the lines with the beats. I got the studio line. So why not pass that shit on? Like, I got a little brother in a wheelchair that's rapping. So why not?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
really
saying?
push it.
I'm
And the next generation where it's at anyway.
Yeah.
The young rapper is what motherfuckers want to see.
Definitely.
Because it's more believable when you got a young nigga talking all this street shit, because it's like, okay, little nigga, you might really be out there doing this shit.
Right.
When you a grown nigga, they kind of look at it like, nigga, you supposed to be at home with your kids already,
right.
my nigga. And you steady talking about
Right.
some...
I only got 2 more years. I got 2 more years in this shit.
You feel me? And
I got
that,
2 more years in this shit. 40, I'm through. I ain't dropping no more albums.
so that's
I'm
it.
40.
40, that's the mark.
Yeah, 40, I ain't dropping no album.
Unless you can say something big happen, like some
I'll
2
drop
Chainz
a
shit.
single.
You feel me?
Or something. If I want to do a single or something, I'll drop a single or something. Or I'll do something with a big name or something.
Yeah,
When I
nothing.
turn 40, I ain't dropping no album and then I'm worried about houses and some other shit.
Yeah, being on the next level. At that point, that's what a nigga gotta be on though. Because at that point, if at that point, even if you got bread, if you still talking about shit like that, I feel like your fans will start to dumb down a little bit because they looking at it like, where's your elevation, nigga?
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
You still talking about the same shit. Either you ain't made no money or you just don't know how to rap about nothing else.
Yeah.
One or the other, you feel me? And I feel like once a nigga get older, that's when that lyrical shit really come into play. A nigga gotta start learning how to play with his words better and start looking in that dictionary and using shit that, you feel me, and make a motherfucker think when you say like, what was that shit he said? As opposed to just like, a lot of our shit is ABC, it's simple. The bitch do this, I do this, that you feel me? But as long as a nigga make it, you feel me, work, it work.
Yeah.
And then so, being a nigga who outside and shit, what would you say to a young nigga who, because that was another question I was asking you, have you ever had a regular job? Or you only just been?
I had a regular job. I had a regular job when my last job I worked was I was 22 at Ace Hardware.
So for the last 15
and
plus.
I still was in the street. I ain't gonna lie, I still was in the street.
15 plus, you've been surviving out here, nigga, no job, nigga, no nothing, straight hustling, off the muscle. And so what would you say to a young nigga that has the option to go either way? Either you can go the regular working right, or you could be in the streets.
So I ain't going to encourage none of you little niggas not to try to get a job or provide, you know what I'm saying, and go the right route. Me as a young nigga, my daddy wasn't around, you know what I'm saying? My daddy did time in the pen like all my life, so I had no choice but to jump off the porch and make something happen for me. You know what I'm saying? This before I even had kids, you know what I'm saying? I had to make sure I enrolled myself in school, all that type of shit, all that, you know, so I had to make sure I was straight before anything. This before a job, you know what I'm saying? So even when I got a job, I still was making sure I was straight, because how am I gonna get to work? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And once I found out the streets was feeding me more than the job was, shit. I was grinding at the job, shit. It was gonna let me go, bitch, or I'm gonna be moving at this motherfucker.
I'm gonna make some money though,
yeah, you know,
cause nigga, he coming with the little $15 you got for the hour right there.
On break grinding, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, for real though. But I would probably say honestly, it really just depends on your situation, like you said. Because there's ways to win off both lifestyles. You feel me? It's niggas you seen that went strictly street and they got a good lifestyle. There's niggas you seen that went to college and became a doctor and they got a good lifestyle. It just depends on the cards you dealt. If you trying to do some positive shit, but it's kind of like, it's the inevitable, because even when you go do that positive shit, you still come back to the negative shit every day. Yeah. That's kind of like, you gotta kind of accept your cards you dealt.
My advice to a straight nigga like me that done been through what I've been through or what my family done been through, nigga, never give up. Cause it's always gonna be your turn. You know, you only get like 3-4 turns at this shit. And you gotta make the best of them turns, you know what I'm saying? I done had a couple of turns I fucked up for when I was young. Don't get me fucked up, cause I ain't know. But you know what I'm saying? The street shit teach you more than what the job teach you. You know what I'm saying? Counting your money, keeping your money, stacking your money, you know?
All that shit. And then so, you said the two cats behind you, them was your two little cousins.
Yeah, these my cousins for sure.
What's you can tell their name for the interview, so if anybody want to look their shit up, they can tap into some nation.
Say who they is, they suck.
What's your IG, Brody?
IG, Trader Banger, Twitter, Trader Banger, all socials, Trader Banger.
Everything Guapalini, Guapalini.
And make sure you tap in with Cuz, tap in with the little niggas, man, and make sure you tap in with any nigga that's living the lifestyle they rap about. Try to stay away from the 6ix9ines of the world if you can, you feel me? And make sure you like and subscribe, man. We here. We're going to be with another episode soon. Shout out my Cuz for being here for another one, man.
Tap in.
Support local rap, always.